votes. Yankuba Barrow, Independent, 1,341 votes. 1341 votes. Sidi Sharif Sise, NPP, 52,429 votes. 52429 votes. Amadou Mukhtar Cham, Independent, 1,127 votes. 1127 votes. Yankuba Dabo, UDP, 77,946 votes. 77946 votes. Ahmadou Jide, Independent, 6,718 votes. 6718 votes. Salim Jallo, Independent, 1,022 votes. 1022 votes. Ibrahim J.S. Sane, Independent, 24,558 votes. 24558 votes. Baisi Sawo, Independent, 1,183 votes. 1183 votes. There were 11 in valid votes. The results were certified by Anthony Robert Secker, returning officer in the Birkama administrative area. These results were witnessed and endorsed by Momodu A. Sar, agent for UDP, Dr. Demba Sabali, agent for Ibrahim Diba, agent for UDP, Lamin Jamba Jame, agent for NPP, Ijatu Jalo, agent for GFA, Aminata MR Bajan, agent for PPP, and Mustafa Jabang, agent for PPP, having received the highest number of votes in the Birkama Area Council's chairperson election of 20th May 2023. Yankuba Dabo has been duly elected chairman for Birkama Area Council, dated 20th May 2023, signed Chairman Ali Mohamed Jai.
Okay, thank you very much, Chairman. Thank you very much, Umi. And that's it for the results for the local government elections 2023. I thank you all.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. That was the final results, West Coast region. Lamin, what is the results exactly? What did they read?
Well, yes, the last of the administrative areas, and obviously, of course, the largest, hence the long or the long time it took, even the IEC to come with their final tabulation. It reads as follows. Yankuba Barrow, Independent, 1,341. Yankuba Barrow is from Brikama, I guess. He was one of the independents. From Nyomfele. Amadou Mukhtar Cham, your famous candidate, 1,127. Sidi Sharif Sise, NPP, 52,429. Janababa, PPP, 2,023 votes. Yankuba Dabo, UDP, 77,946. Saliu Jallo, Independent, 1,022 votes. Amadou Jite, Independent, 6,718 votes. Ibrahima J.S. Sane, independent, 24,558. And Baisi Sao, independent, 1,183. So yes, Yankuba Dabo of the UDP with 77,946 is the one that's been duly elected as chairman of the Brikama Area Council there. But again, I don't know whether you can quickly tabulate the amount of votes cast in that region compared to what I have in the register. I think it's 379,000
Okay.
voters.
Give me those numbers. 71,000 first.
1341,
41.
1127, 52429, 2023, 77946,
9.
46, 1022, 6718, 24558,
24558.
and 1183.
1183.
83.
That's 168,000.
168,000.
347.
So 168. Fatih, can you do this?
What is the number of total registered voters?
Yes, that's I'm going exactly that figure now. The total number of registered voters for the Brikama administrative area is 359,451.
451.
Almost 350,000
It's almost
voters.
191 did not come.
191,000
91 did not vote. Yes.
Did not vote.
Where are they?
Yes, like my famous question, where are they? Well, you know, I mean, this kind of voter apathy. I just stick to my opinion about it. I don't believe this is just a normal voter apathy. This is really increasingly likely, and that I am convinced even more that our register is
Flooded.
our register is littered with non-Gambian voters. That's the only tangible explanation. I still cling on to that analysis because, you see, you cannot tell me that with all this, you know, people would say there was no enough voter education, there was no enough sensitization. Well, that might be the case, but I don't believe that that's entirely the problem. You cannot tell me with all the hype, with all the razzmatazz and all the excitement, the enthusiasm that have surrounded this past election, 191,000 Gambians are in the Brikama administrative area and didn't bother, are not interested in what is happening.
Yeah.
191,000
And
people
this is
living in Brikama area who are not interested, in anything that has been happening. That suddenly doesn't make sense. I mean, it's only, if you ask me, these 191,000, majority of them, or if not all of them, are not living in the Gambia. Because otherwise you cannot explain that these people were only interested in electing Adam Barrow in December 2021, and are no longer interested, to have Adam as MPs, to have his councillors, and to have his mayors. It defies any logic that anybody who appoints or elects, a president would like definitely to elect his MPs, if that is not the case, councils or at least mayors. And like I said, the bottom line is I don't believe that in the URR 60,000 people are there sitting there, Gambians, who have no interest, in any of the elections since last year. In the last 3 elections that passed, you tell me that 90,000 are in both CRR sitting down there. They are not interested in any elections. Even this one, which had too much size and enthusiasm, you are telling me that in Brikama, 119,000 people, 91,000 people are there. They don't vote, and they are Gambians. They don't care. They don't go to vote. It cannot be that bad. The only logical conclusion I can tell you is that most of these voters are foreign voters. They did not come That is why we not explain these things. That is the only fact I still believe in. And I've always said, I repeat it before we close, that we must commend the IEC. I think people have not given them. Often people don't give them the due that they deserve. I've always believed, since the advent of the spot counting, that it is impossible for anybody to steal a vote that has been put in those ballot boxes.
Where is the vote stolen then?
Because it has been open, the process is witnessed by everybody. Ali Mamargar is the last person to know the results.
Yeah.
All of us know these results.
Yes.
Well before. Since
last night.
So the issue is the IEC only counts that has been put in the ballot box, and nobody can steal that. So the issue we have is that we will have to make sure that it is only Gambians who make decisions for us, and that the only way to do that is to ensure that only Gambians are registered as voters. That is the only way. And if you look at the huge logistical nightmare that the IEC had to undergo, we all got up this morning. 8 o'clock we found ballot boxes in our doorsteps or our village bandabas. And you look at the amount of candidates here, multiply them with the ballot boxes, so 1,555 polling stations. You are dealing with a huge logistical nightmare. But automatically, we just got up and found them and found the boxes at our doorsteps. We cast there and they are counted on the spot and the results come. So by all standards, the IEC has done a fantastic job. And I want to believe, since 2016, any mistake they must have made was a genuine one. When I say genuine, I mean definitely an honest error. Unintentional error.
Who's to blame for our
unintentional
register being
Well, Gambians. Halifa Saleh said it not long ago that none of the governments that have come to the Gambia have ever been serious in ensuring that non-Gambians don't vote. I told you, Doi, when I was a militant of Doi in the 90s, we helped calculate and compiled a big register of fraudulent voting registration practice, particularly in the KMC. That is still with Doi there. It's still there. It was happening on the Jawara, on the Jamme. The votes that were bought at the APRC Bureau in April 2016, they were votes of foreigners. They couldn't be replaced time they got burnt, and they did not vote. Another contributing factor to Jamme's downfall. In this present era, in this past registration, foreigners registered. They voted in the presidential, they didn't come in the parliamentary. Right down to this particular one yesterday. So I still believe that, this over now, if you total this now, you find out that since the presidential elections, the elections that happened subsequently, more than 400,000 people or more did not vote, did not even bother from December up to now.
So almost half.
And they are living in the Gambia. I can't believe that 400,000 people are living in the Gambia and don't bother to vote in the parliamentary, don't bother to vote in the local government.
Some must have also traveled. Yeah, I understand.
No,
I'm saying you don't just say 400,000 because some must have traveled. Yeah, but
some people have died and sick.
Yeah, but I know
still,
400,000 is just on the high side. Yeah, it could be maybe understandably say the entire voter population maybe 100,000. Something like that. Understandably, but 400,000 is on the high side. But I'm just saying that also factor those people.
Yeah, but if you want me to believe that, especially this last one yesterday, this last election really was expected to galvanize a lot of people to the ballot box. There were a lot of enthusiasm, there were a lot of campaign, there were a lot of...
West Coast region, the Brikama administrative area, people turned out.
Yes, but how many have not turned out?
People really turned out.
Just say they are better than the others.
You
still haven't registered.
No, we're looking at the
real
facts
people.
here. The real people really turned out, if you know what I mean.
No, what you are trying to say that you believe those who are definitely Gambians
exactly
came out in their like numbers.
I'm looking at places like Busumbala, Bunjur, Sukuta. you know, they had a massive turnout.
And Mandinari and
Mandinari,
yeah.
I was told.
And
Kafuta,
Bulunding, yeah.
you know. So, but again, look at the votes that we have here. One thing I observed, that is, I think NPP did a great job in Ibrahim administrative area. For me, I had not expected them to pull this high number.
52.
52.
Because UDP is definitely the base for.
That is one reason.
Okay.
The other is we see the fracas that happen when it comes to the choice of candidate.
Okay.
You know, I had thought GT would have moved with half of the NPP voters.
supporters.
Can I make an observation?
Yes.
Yeah.
It could be that some of the core loyalists voted for him, but perhaps some of them also made a calculation and came to the conclusion that perhaps they felt Yankuba had a better opportunity of winning against City, and some of them switched votes, not because ordinarily they wanted to vote for Yankuba, but because they were bitter and would rather a UDP candidate win as opposed to City, who they believe who's fine from City
of course.
over their own candidate.
He's trying to say
Even GT said this well before the elections, that it's rather Yankuba or him.
Yeah, in fact, he said
But are you
the
surprised
contest.
that Jide is not even coming third?
I am very much surprised.
JS is that.
But then we're looking at from this angle, like Abdullah says, people can make their assessments and see that GT didn't stand a chance.
Especially in the last few days.
Exactly. You know,
Yeah, but
and you know, he had some constraints. We spoke to some of his agents who were at polling stations. He was not able to provide even the voter list for them.
I spoke to somebody this week, I think on Tuesday, who is influential in the Brikama politics, and his prediction is actually spot on. He said Yankuba first, CD second, JS third, and Jide fourth, but Jide distant fourth.
Yeah.
That was this guy's
And that's what
prediction.
Cyprus also said.
And that's what happened.
Cyprus
Well,
said Jide
yeah,
will not
Cyprus
even
said
get
that
four-
Jide
it's
was not
around
doing very
4%,
well. But
yeah.
you can imagine, I think even Jide himself knows,
Yeah.
despite the rhetoric, that
Yeah,
he
at
definitely
the end
doesn't
of the
stand
year, he understood.
doesn't stand a big chance. You know, but all along his point was he was better placed to galvanize the NPP support base than anybody. For example, his argument today would have been that if I was the one contesting and not CDCC, I would have pulled more than 52,000. That's his argument. And he still believes that, was still believing that. That if he was the candidate, he would have pulled more than 52,000 that CDCC pulled.
Okay.
That is his conviction.
Cham, let's see, 52,429 and 67,18. How much would that be?
That will still be less than Yankuba's, but then that doesn't discount the fact that he believed. You forgot one thing. He believed that if he was the sponsored candidate of NPP, according to him, he always say he's the one who he never underrated his capacity and his connectivity with the NPP grassroots. So he's trying to say that if he was the one, he would be able to galvanize the people to go the NPP support base all together, and would have done more than 52,000. That was his.
So
Because
NPP,
he said he could even attract people from UDP.
From outside.
That he was even more charismatic than Yankuba. So he's saying that there could be a scenario where people who now have voted for Yankuba probably would have voted because his chances of winning would have been greater. And most people really fancy the chances where they think is greater, and then they swing on that.
So if you look
But
at
like
the-
you said,
Okay,
CDCC have done tremendously well.
Yeah.
Tremendously well. Quite apart from the fact that we know from the word go that the UDP has a very strong, very solid, strong base in the West Coast region. In fact, if there is any place that they can call their fixed deposit,
that's
that's West Coast region.
West Coast.
So CD was always, going to have it tough to be able to beat the UDP candidate there. you see, Yankoba was, in fact, as I was told from talking to them, he was probably not even the candidate. And
For the
the
establishment,
expected candidate for the UDP
Establishment,
in
the
the run-up to the
executive,
run-up to the yes. It was been said that the executive of the UDP favored somebody else.
Yeah.
But what would have happened is, I think the the UDP executive capitulated to the protest.
For the
The young people, or let's say the grassroots, and the most, I call them the most militant branch of their party, who were saying that it's either Yankuba or nobody. So the executive their hands were tied. We were told that even though they wanted somebody else, they felt that there was going to be an open rebellion, among their membership if they overlook Yankuba. And I think so they capitulated and picked him. Like what would have happened, like what happened between, let's say, Gite and Sheikh, there would have been an open rebellion. That's why Yankuba came. I mean, Yankuba, got his popularity and popular appeal among the radical members of the party, in the wake of these 3 years Jotna, demonstration upheavals. That it was during that time that he sought to prominence. Of course, he had always been supporter of the party, we were told, in many respects. But yes, it is through these 3 years Jotna that he really got a lot of appeal among the more radical members of the UDP. So you see, I mean, it was either him or the UDP would have been confronted with an open rebellion, and their support base would have been split.
Yeah.
But I think the UDP executive, we were told, capitulate. They had no choice. They had to pick Yankuba. Perhaps now they may say we have no regret. Our interest is just to win, and we have won. So.
And if you also look at the Yankuba campaign, Cham, honestly, looking at how they were operating, even when he came here, this was different from the Talib campaign.
But he was not the most organized. His campaign was not the most organized.
They were campaigning traditionally.
Yeah, okay. They were not innovative.
They were not. I mean, because this is a new person. Yankuba is a trained lawyer. He's not the traditional politician who will do a lot of branding or pay advertisement. Basically, no advertisement.
Okay.
No major branding issues. They were just doing grassroots politics and going with the alcalde. The Kabilo heads and all the stuff there, and they didn't have a lot of resource. They didn't.
So
the campaign didn't have resource compared to Rohilo and Talib.
So his only luck was he had a base.
And
No,
they,
but one-
they
one-
also did a lot of grassroots.
Yeah, one
campaign.
thing worked for him.
Yeah.
When they were working on their itinerary, for him, Monday to Thursday, he doesn't want any rally.
Yeah.
But what he wants to do is door-to-door campaign.
Yeah.
I personally asked him about this, and what he said was, for him, it works more.
Yeah.
I remember when Esa said last night that Talib going to that lady at Talinding who sells Gete Chav at the corner. How would that woman feel?
Connection.
That Talib knew
Direct
Nebesuma kid.
connection.
So this was what Yankuba was doing, and it worked well for him. He had few rallies, if not one. Because I think it was on a Wednesday or Thursday, he had his final rally in Brikama. But the crowd I saw on that day, I'm not surprised that he is able to pull this number. Because what happened was he already had that direct contact with the grassroots. So I think this is the new trend. People are now running away from mass political rallies, especially for his party. We've seen 2021 when UDP is out. It's just massive.
It seems like this is working.
So
for them.
the door-to-door is working more for
from
them.
the National Assembly
Yes.
to the councillors to this.
Right
it
up
has
to
been
this
door-to-door for them.
Yes.
No
Many of
major
them.
rallies.
That's how they operate.
Door-to-door. But imagine Yankuba has those resources that KMC and Banjo have. Imagine he has that.
If he had got that,
If he had gotten that, that would have been really good for the party.
Because when he was on Kerr Fatou on Monday last week, up to that point, he said he had not been to Kombo
Yeah. No, he just
and he was beginning to, and I don't think within that short time they would have had the opportunity to go to Kombo and some of those places as well. So they would have chosen some
and just let go.
Just let go of some, because you cannot that's one part, and in a way that may also, because this is a vast region. But the other thing as well is Brikama meant, or the West Coast meant so much. Because it's seen as an epicenter. It's so much to, because the other day I was driving from Brikama, I found people in Jambur, a lot of NPP rally or something of that sort around the market area. And then I crossed Jambanjil to Sanyang, and when I arrived at Sanyang as well, President Barrow was actually, he was on his way coming there as well, and I saw a significant thing. So observing those, and at the same time as well, I said to myself, so maybe these people were organizing themselves to go there, or there was a separate rally in Jambur. And I said to myself, it looks like, and whilst I was doing it completely different, I was on my way to Tujereng, but then I had that the governor, the alcalde of Tujereng, and some of the other alcaldes were heavily in those days. So if you look at all of that, and I'm sure a lot of money was pumped as well, you know. So the 52 is a huge number, but if you also look at proportionately, if you look at the huge numbers from Kalaji to Senegambia here to Katong, it's a huge number. So if you look at the presence of the president, the presence of cabinet ministers, governor, alcalos, and stuff like that, to really propel you to attain those numbers, it's not impossible. And the numbers sometimes may be a bit misleading, maybe artificial as well. Like I said, because of all these advantages. But so I was doing, so in terms of the West Coast, unless the figures are wrong, it looks like the total number for the UDP is about 209.
National.
No, for the West Coast.
Oh, for the West Coast, okay.
No.
For the entire.
No. So no.
Is it the?
No.
I think another factor. When you,
no. This West Coast, I added something, so I missed.
I thought perhaps you win the overall.
No.
You see, the other factor that we cannot discount, overlook, is the NATO coalition factor. Now, they scored in Ibrahim J.S. Sane 24,558 votes. Now, supposing there was no NATO coalition candidate.
Who does that go to?
Between Sidi, Ahmad Jite, and Yankuba, who would you have thought would have attracted voters from the basis of the NATO coalition? Most of them, of course, in Fonyi.
Yeah, because looking at the NATO alliance.
But even if you look at the Fonyi, even if the entire Fonyi had voted, the 5 constituents had voted for Ibrahim, which might not be the case, I think he was able to steal some votes from Brikama.
No, he's of course from Brikama. As opposed to Yankuba not coming from Brikama. CD not coming from Brikama. Ahmed Jite not coming from Brikama.
Well, Jite I think is the closest.
Yeah, it's in Kitty. So, but looking at, we have 3 candidates that are from Brikama. Geneva is from Brikama, the PPP candidate. Baisi Sao.
It's from Brikama.
It's from Brikama. Then you have Ibrahim J is from Brikama.
What about Barrow?
Barrow is from Nyofele.
Okay.
Nyofele or Busuranding, something like, but around that end, after Kasakunda.
Right.
So you look at, and Ibrahim JS has this Gunjur connection. And again, in Brikama, he was born in Sanekunda, but presently staying in Welingara. Brikama Welingara. So he has that Sateba connection, then moved to Welingara, where he has real influence when it comes to young people around that area.
So he does a lot of
So yes. So you want to believe that if, for example, the APRC Fabakari faction, if their alliance with the NPP is anything to write home about, you would have expected that they would have, polled a lot of these Fonyi votes.
But Cham,
but of course, we know.
If you look at 2018, Bakari Saibo got around the same number. 24 or 28.
Contesting for?
APRC in 2018 local government in chairmanship elections. 2018.
Yeah.
He got around that 28.
When the APRC were intact.
Intact. He got that.
And he was the incumbent then.
He was the incumbent then. But now, APRC had gone to Barrow. APRC during the local government elections, local councillors election, they got 11,320.
That is the
Fabakari faction. And NPP
in West Coast.
In West Coast. And NPP had 28,252.
How about the No to Coalition?
No to Coalition, but you know, it plus other independent. They got around 24,849. They still maintain that. The same.
Yeah, that's the twinning rate.
So I don't know where the
what I'm trying to say
effect is coming from, because the numbers have not changed a lot.
What I'm trying to say
exactly.
They haven't changed a lot.
Yes, they haven't changed a lot.
So I wanted to say whether how much of a favor, if at all, did Sani actually offer to Yankuba Dabo by taking away votes that could have gone to NPP if there is any. Because you can always argue that this alliance would never have actually voted for NPP, even if there wasn't any candidate. So
I think
couldn't they have gone to GT perhaps?
No, I mean, I think also when you look at Foni, we have to understand at some point. Okay, look at the presidential election 2021. No alliance backed GBC, but you know, Barrow was able to win in some constituencies in Foni. 2021.
Yeah,
he was able to win. And yet parliamentary elections, it all went to no alliance. But the council of election too, I think the APRC, Tombo Njata camp was able to secure some seats there. So at the end of the day, it could be that the people that are likely to, because it's all phony, it's not, because you also have to understand that you have those people that have this psychological attachment to some political parties, and there is no way that, for example, a diehard UDP, there is no way that a diehard UDP would vote for an NPP candidate, for example. A diehard no alliance, there is no way that will also vote for an NPP candidate or a UDP candidate. But then you have some of these voters who are a bit flexible, okay, who are not that rigid, okay, and they can swing. These are swing voters, okay. When they weigh the options, maybe between GT and let's say Yankuba and Cisse, Siri Cisse, they could look at the person. Okay, who are we closer to, for example? Okay, are we more? I mean, because it's APRC, because we are APRC no alliance, but at the end of the day, it's APRC. They might feel like, okay, since APRC is in the alliance with NPP, they could likely vote for CD. But then also the possibility is that, look, there is no way that we can vote for an NPP candidate because we and NPP, we're just arch rivals. So it's better we vote for a UDP candidate. So for me, it could have been between either it could have been between Yankuba and CDCC of the NPP. But I don't think the votes would have gone to GT, because if you also look at GT, the No Alliance camp, you see, GT had a relationship with the Ajami, okay? And at some point, in fact, I was told that at some point, they had conversations trying to see how they could work together. But accordingly, what they've been told is that, look, for the No Alliance, they don't do anything without the approval of Babili. And Gita already had a relationship with Babili. He said a lot of things against Babili.
You mean the bad one?
Exactly.
The bad relationship.
Exactly, bad relationship. They had a good one initially, but then it was bad later. So Gita could not get their endorsement because he wouldn't get Babili's endorsement. So they look at him among all the candidates, not CDC, even though CD was in the diaspora and the struggle and all that, but they couldn't spot out. Maybe they wouldn't even know CD what he has done in the struggle. Yankuba Dabo the same. But then for GT, they look at him. Okay, this guy was so close to Jammeh.
And they
I mean,
fell
Jammeh
apart.
helped him and did everything, and he went there and then he was attacking Jammeh. At some point, that relationship wasn't good. So for me,
So you mean Jite wouldn't have
exactly,
been
the
able
personality, like he wouldn't have attracted those votes.
for you
I
votes?
think
Those
exactly those
not
phony votes would have been, because if you look at it, in fact, all of them, even in Kanilai, I think Yankuba scored 4 votes. I think
well,
CDC 8
yeah,
votes.
so small details.
Yeah, those there. I mean, so
it shows that you know there have been accusations.
So Jita might not likely take those votes.
You know there have been allegations and suggestions from the NPP, which goes that the NATO alliance is been supported by the UDP. But in your analysis of the votes in West Coast in particular, did you see any such? You mentioned in Kanilai, both the UDP and others got 0 or next to 0 in Kanilai. Doesn't that actually suggest that there is no rapprochement of whatever sort between them, between the UDP and the
NATO? Let me tell you, one thing you have to also understand is that here they're dealing with a common enemy. Both UDP and the No Alliance are dealing with a common enemy. And that is why if you look at even the campaign, look at even the councillors' election. I can tell you that even the councillors' election, even parliamentary elections, but more specifically this councillors' election, normally you will see No Alliance candidate, for example, Tallinn South, where I'm from. The No Alliance candidates, but no, yeah, I wouldn't win. There's no way that I'm going to win.
Okay.
But NPP guys will want him to withdraw. You know, at some point they've started, strategize how they could convince him to withdraw.
You mean the No Alliance candidate?
The No Alliance candidate, because
and that
for
didn't
him,
happen.
he's helping
to deplete the NPP.
Do you understand? Because some of those voters that are those could be swing voters. They are likely to okay. You know what? We sympathize more with NPP. We might vote. So when No Alliance emerge, when they bring candidates, the NPP will see it as a threat to them. It's going to reduce their chances. So what happens is that at the end of the day, the UDP No Alliance are not having that tussle. They're not having that bad blood or bad relationship because they have a common enemy. The ruling party is the NPP, so they wouldn't have that. But it's difficult also for these people to work together because you have to also understand the orientation of the No Alliance. The No Alliance is always for Jammeh. Whatever Jammeh says, okay? And Jammeh clearly, even his past calls, whenever he calls, he will single out the UDP as the party that is a problem. But both NPP and UDP. So there's no way that they could work with these people. But one thing that was so funny, and I think I mentioned it last night, is that the No Alliance they endorsed GDC, Kande, in the presidential election. But this time around, GDC...
They are not working together.
Exactly. GDC is... in fact, funnily, Ghana was the party that Jammeh initially recognized or recommended. But later, nobody knew how the partnership ended, and they went to GDC. And now, GDC endorsing UDP, and then now we're not seeing that good relationship between the GDC and the No Alliance. Rather, we are seeing it between the GDC and the UDP.
I think if you had followed, to be fair with Kande, he had said that the arrangement they had was just for the presidential election.
For the presidential election.
So he made that clear, that arrangement was just for the presidential elections. So after that, they all chatted there.
Yeah, but these are politicians. Sometimes they expect that, well, we did it for you, you also have to do it for us.
I know. I was going to bring another scenario. That is the NATO alliance in these elections, the two administrative areas they contested, they have a combined total of roughly 30,000. If you round the figure, 30,000 votes they've got there.
Yeah,
24,000 in West Coast
for Ibrahim and Bose
and
6, I think. 5 something. Yes.
A little over 5,000. Yeah. So you get more or less close to 30,000 votes.
I think the No Alliance the performance have been good.
Fabakary
compared to the Fabakary camp.
I want to Fabakary Jata Tomong suggested not long ago that there are people in the NATO coalition who are now realizing their error and are coming, but there are still a large chunk of people who are just resisting, according to him, rather unreasonably, because he never, contrary to their belief, he never had anything bad against Jammeh, and that people are realizing among the NATO coalition, they are realizing their errors and coming back. Do you see any such thing reflected in this thing? Because as far as I read this, I see, not a coalition voted massively for
Yes.
Mo in KM.
Yeah.
And because obviously you have to know the fact that there are more Noto coalition supporters in West Coast than
Yes.
than KM.
Than KM. That is certain, and it's being reflected.
Mm-hmm.
And
now the strength of the Fabakari-led coalition, of course, is swallowed in the NPP Grand Coalition. We wouldn't know how much have they contributed.
We wouldn't even know.
We wouldn't know how much they have contributed
because they have not even contested.
No, what I'm saying is how much they brought to Bakari. We wouldn't know because
we wouldn't know. That is what I'm saying.
It
we
is
wouldn't
already.
know. So there is
or even to CDCC.
even to CDC.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
Yes,
wouldn't
that's right. We
know.
wouldn't know.
Yeah,
You
because
wouldn't
maybe
know,
in the
'cause like
Fonies,
Cham said,
we can
they are
assume that they
swallowed.
no alliance, but there are certain parts of even Brikama.
In Brikama, that
Both,
would be
both
Fabakari.
in the other side of Brikama, and both in Brikama, Brikama North, Brikama and the others.
Yeah.
You can. There are still.
There could be
There's still a good number.
The only problem we have with that is that we may not know because obviously it is all mixed up in the support for NPP.
Yes.
So
And in
they
Combo
are
East.
combined.
Combo is there.
But when you look at Brikama South, that is the Marakisa ward.
Yeah.
It's also a strong base for no to coalition.
So you want to believe
because
that
some of their executive members
they live there.
They live there.
I see.
You understand?
Marakisa.
Yes, Marakisa. So
In fact, I think that's where
they have this
that's where the first trouble
Aliu
started.
Jaju, if I'm right, one time MP for Combo Central. Then used to have just Combo Central before it's been split to the two. So he's an executive member for the No to Coalition. So the thing is, again, you look at KMC, APRC used to be very strong around the Abukos.
The Kotu,
the Fajikundas.
Yes, but look at it this way. Yaya Menteng Sanyang. He did a good job for his party around the Abuko and Fajikunda environs. Because that had always been a no-go area for the UDP. I remember when he won, his victory celebration was even done at Abuko. So he concentrated so much in Abuko.
I tried to get Mayor Bensura, he's calling back.
That helped him getting many people.
Congratulations, we are live on TV. I want to bring you on. I'm here with Lamin Cham, lawyer Ablai Fati, Sanjay, and Aliu Fal.
You know what? You tried to call me. Many people tried to call me, but no, I promised Fatou today. So.
Wow! Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be re-elected a second time as mayor of KM?
It feels better than the first time.
Wow.
The first time was I was an untested candidate. I had to rely on, I guess, the party's reputation instead of my own.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have any. But this time, every resident of KM knows who I am, what I have to offer, what I've done. So it feels that I've been validated.
A lot of people said, you said yourself, it was not you against Bakari, but it was you against the entire Gambia government. How do you feel defeating the entire government, starting from the president? How does it feel?
Look, I don't want to rub it in, but it feels like I said. So it reminds us that people hold the power. It reminds also voters that they are more powerful than any politician, than any Gambian government official. So although the entire government, the ministers, the president himself, vice president, the FPP infrastructure, all their heavyweights were focused on care. They even recall ambassadors who were on the ground, and then plus all the tens of millions of dollars spent just to spread a war of disinformation and deceive the people. With all that, the people held steady and voted for what they believed in. So I think this is a good moment for Gambia, and we hope this is the trend where people vote for who they believe and the agendas they have instead of being corrupted by political position.
Mayor, I remember speaking to you on Thursday. I said, people believe in you so much, and this is a vote of confidence for you. People believe in your agenda, and people wanted continuity. Do you know the task ahead? How optimistic are you that you are going to deliver for those people, not just the people of KM, but all those Gambians who believe that you will deliver a better KMC in your second term?
Of course, in KM we work with self-belief, and of course we work with the sense of public service. So we just be consistent, we will push harder. Most of the heavy lifting has been done in the first half because we have to go through a lot of institutional reforms. So we are quite confident that the development to come will be more rapid than the development behind us. And like I said, I think most Gambians have confidence in the professionalism of the institution. And although we know not everybody voted for us, we will still be there for everyone. We have always practiced and preached that we are a KM for all, regardless of partisan politics and political affiliation. We will never have 100% support from everybody. We will always have diverse views. We will always have some who oppose us, but we will still be there for all Gambians, regardless of whether they voted for us.
Lord Mayor, congratulations. But have any of your opponents, be it Mr. Bo, have any one of your opponents, be it Mr. Bo or Mr. Baji, Honorable Baji, congratulated you? Have they conceded defeat by calling to send congratulations?
Not yet. Maybe they've tried. My phone has been looking like a telephone. So,
Okay.
Fatou is just such an amazing person. When I saw her call, I said, okay, I have to see my daughter before it's but maybe they have. I have not any notification of call, but that's fine. I also congratulate them for doing their best. It's a democratic process. You know? Everybody has a chance and opportunity, and they put theirs, they did not make it. So I congratulate them for trying. Just make our democratic process.
If they don't reach out, are you going to reach out as brothers?
Yes, I think I will. Once the official results just came out, what I'm settled,
Yeah.
Lamincha, anything?
Oh, well, no, I don't think I have much questions for him.
Congratulations.
We can only
Lord Mayor, Abdullah Fatih, congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Fatou. How are you?
I'm very well, I'm very well.
I guess you will not give me tough questions.
No. I think Fatou and SFS, but your responses are great. You know, this is a democratic process. It's not, this is not enmity. It just enriches our democracy. And massive congratulations once again.
Thank you.
congrats, Mayor. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Mayor. Thank you very much.
If you still want that one-on-one, I will say keep everyone away.
Keep everyone away. That is for me. We need to look at everything, how it went and how everything is going and what is the next step.
Can I? Sorry, Lord Mayor. I was in Abuja for the Nigerian elections.
Yes.
As part of the core team, and I worked with a Sierra Leonean lady called Barbara, but she now lives in Cote d'Ivoire.
Right.
Last night, she asked that I should tell you that you have a mother.
I have a mother.
Yes, that she is your mom. Like that, she likes you so much, and that she was praying for you and praying for your success politically.
Oh, that's amazing. You know, that's what I love. I want to inspire, and it's great that she's following.
Yeah.
Tell her thank you so much for that.
I will.
Thank you, guys. Good job.
Thank you very much, Mayor. And our greetings to the First Lady of KM, Madam Salim. I saw that on WhatsApp, Gambia, the First Lady of KMC.
Don't bring trouble.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Lord Mayor.
Don't bring trouble. There's only one first lady.
Oh no, KMC. In Nigeria, you have those things, right?
Yeah, I
Just
know.
Gambia, we don't do
No,
that,
even
right?
that we, yeah, I mean, the beauty about this is
Yeah.
that there has now going to be compulsory cohabitation
Yeah.
in the political landscape of the Gambia. It's a beauty. I mean, if we can work and remove the rancor
Yeah.
and the unnecessary, rowdy and how to call it, unhealthy relations, it will work.
Yeah.
And it works in many places. In fact, in some countries, cohabitation works even more effectively than where you have a single party, where everybody coming from a single party. I mean, so I think people like Ben Suda, they in the minds of many right-thinking people in the KM and in fact in the country at large, he represents the quality leadership that inspires people. You can say that for them, and that's what many people believe. So such a person, should actually be made use of instead of sideline or let's say, snubbed by any administration that really wants to deliver. I hope and pray that
The president said
all
this.
the rhetorics. No, listen. I hope and pray that all the rhetorics that we had in the political campaign are just, for the campaign, and after all of them, like he said, and the president also said this morning.
The president said that today.
Yesterday morning. That
He said, let's vote and
let's
move on.
just vote whoever wins. No, I'm coming. Whoever wins, we walk. So I'm hoping that
How
the
will
president.
that have been
this animosity is
considering
continuing.
there is a commission of inquiry right
This
now,
animosity is
and
continuing.
these people are looking at that as a witch hunt,
No,
right?
listen. The spirit of all.
Yeah.
The new spirit that Mr. Barrow has been preaching.
Yes.
All of those things can lead to, all those kind of things. I'm not saying that anybody who can stop the commission or something, or maybe. But what I'm trying to say is that given now the verdict of the people, and the president actually respect the verdict of the people and respect the opinion of the people, he now have realized that, okay, this is the choice of the Gambian people. I have no choice now but to work with them. And then, of course, we will not have this thing that, okay, you are not my mayor, I'm not going to support you. This development, I'm not going to bring you because you are not my chairman. Those kind of things is
I promise you, this animosity is continuing. I promise
now, I hope it will not continue because we have 5 years.
That's what
I think the new mandate for the council
that's what we
five
wish.
now.
That 4 years.
What President Barrow
should be 4 years.
4 years.
That is
Barrow,
what we
but
wish.
President Barrow has spoken very, very, very
Well
optimistic.
But that is
very
Barrow for you. He will say one thing today, tomorrow, and say another thing. Please, Cham. As if you don't know this man.
That whoever wins,
Yeah.
we will have to respect that verdict. He said that very
And work
clearly.
together
He knows he has no choice. He has to accept the
And that is
verdict of the
what
people. There's no way.
that is kind of message we expect from a
him.
respected democratic leader.
Yeah.
And we will be here to hold him accountable to whether actually in practice he definitely is going
When
to
on Thursday he said something.
stick to
I promise
that
you,
principle.
we had this today conversation on the 21st.
No, I think.
I promise you that
yes.
this relationship animosity will
So the
continue.
spirit from
Cham, I
the
want to
comments of
agree,
these two
yes,
gentlemen
obviously.
is very promising and assuring.
No, I think it is high time that politicians start respecting the verdict of the people. Look at it. Most of the candidates imposed on the people didn't make it. Most of the, yes. So it means it's just clear that it is the people. Now they've decided. This is what they decide. Be you a leader who wants to see this country moving to higher heights, you should respect the people's decision. Yes, like you said, let the rhetorics, let all the bad blood end during the campaign period. You were doing that to impress people. You were doing that to caricature each other. Now the people have decided this is what we want. This is the kind of government that we want. Work with everybody and we move on. And I think, like what the Lord Mayor said, for me, when SR asked if they don't reach to you, would you reach out? I had not expected that. But no, what I mean is politically here, we know the winners want to be congratulated. You understand? But Ablai has said it. He is a rare breed. you know, most of the time when he comes, you don't have anything just to accept that obviously he's a rare breed. So I think KM is lucky to have Talib, you know, and I think the Gambia is lucky to have Talib. So it is an opportunity. Let's work with brains like him. As I have said it here, the third generation of politicians, Gambian politicians, you know, here he comes, you know, portraying all the qualities that we're looking for in a leader. So what else do we need? Let's give our support.
I think these elections are very significant as far as our as far as our democracy is concerned, because like the Lord Mayor said, it shows that or tells us that power belongs to the people. The people will decide. And this is something that Gambia is not used to. Not quite sure of the Jawara era, but PPP had been dominating, of course. And coming to the Jammeh era, APRC had been dominating presidential elections, parliamentary elections, I mean local government elections, to the extent that people like Yanko Bakoli, when they are going for elections, they're telling you that if I want, I will not even campaign. But we're seeing that changing now. Opposition especially taking strongholds, taking the capital, taking KM, taking West Coast.
But you reminded that when it comes to the local governments, the scenario still remains. The NPP is the one in opposition. President Barrow made this clear.
Cham, that is a very technical interpretation of the issue. Very technical. I think substantively, is the NPP.
They are contributing effectively.
And he's right.
That is why I said, if for example, President Barrow is proud of our democratic gains, I think he should also give kudos to the opposition for being robust, for being credible, for being principled, of course, to stay on the other, because I mean we have seen some opposition political parties who will just join the bandwagon, and that's it. But some of these opposition parties have maintained their position and they're contributing, because at least trying to balance our parliament, trying to balance also our local government areas. I think this is good for our democratic consolidation as a country. Our strive to consolidate our democratic gain. So it's really good for our democracy, and we only wish and hope that there is now going to be a healthy relationship, but which I doubt, to be honest with you. I am very pessimistic about that, but we hope that this will be the beginning of a new chapter as far as the relationship between the central government and the local government is concerned.
We are hopeful. It's the end of this election cycle. So let's go back to work.
Yeah, we have now the remainder of the time in the mandate of both the president and this council.
And the council
should be used
exactly
to concentrate on work.
No, I think, Cham, we had enough politicking.
And the more you know, we have 4 years.
When it comes to this country, no, for me, it's way back in 2017.
Yeah, it never stopped.
You know, it never stopped.
Yeah.
Up to 2023. Yeah, so I think that has derailed us a lot as a nation and as a people. Absolutely. You know, so we had enough.
Yeah.
This is what the people want.
People must unite.
Let's go to work.
I think now, if anybody is in doubt how the election cycle would pan out, I think we all know now that, okay, the people have voted a president, they have voted a National Assembly, they have now voted mayors, and that's the will,
even councillors.
People,
that is it.
And we continue to play our role individually as citizens.
Yes. The president will come in another drama, believe me.
I think the final what do we have from
No, Mr. Barrow is very tolerant.
Okay.
Yes, he's a tolerant.
Very tolerant.
Okay, you will come back here.
If in the West Coast region, it looked like you add in all the numbers for UDP and the other UDP and the rest, except the NPP is 115,918. NPP 52,000. So that means over 115,000 people voted against the NPP in the West Coast. It's a significant number. In terms of the countrywide, it looks like, unless the numbers are wrong, 492,000 for UDP, 194,265 for NPP. So there is a margin of 15,227 for the UDP. So unless if the number, but in terms of popular vote, but
so
in terms of
it's a replica. of the council
yes.
election.
And a replica of the 2016.
Of the 2016.
Because 2016 too, I think the margin was about 20,000 or something like it. So it looks like for us here to have those margins of 60, 80,000, maybe a tough one, unlike 2021 December. But in 2021, you can say it was almost a landslide, if not a landslide for Barrow.
It was.
In April National Assembly, there was a massive reduction in those numbers, massive. Almost half of it depleted. Local government elections last month, area council election, similar patterns. This one now, you can say the opposition have actually now overtaken in terms of the popular vote. The lesson to learn from this is that maybe the political maturity of Gambians has gone an extra gear, because previously sometimes you almost assume that people always voted for the incumbent, whatever the reason. So whether that is still the customary practice in the more provincial Gambia, the numbers reflect that. But in urban Gambia, it looks like people are now ready and willing to reject the incumbent in the exercise of their franchise. So those numbers reflect that. But more importantly, I think it is fair to say that we as Gambians, politically, religious-wise, ethnically, tribally, we are a more divided, polarized nation because of the really bad blood and politics. It's a fact. If that continues, the same trend continues into 2026, that means the rhetoric and the bad blood would have been more intensified, and it'll be far worse than we saw in 2021. So therefore, I think all of us as Gambians, because sometimes there's almost like a lull, nothing happens, and all of a sudden you hear one politician making a comment, which takes us backwards. So I think Gambians need to reject any such politicking and rhetoric, and really take our politicians to task, because it doesn't do anything for the country moving forward. All it does is to divide us more and more and more. But it looks like those who do it try to perpetuate it because it helps them politically. So we have to really, really reject that divisive politics.
Thank you.
Well, it seems like the Gambians have decided to reject
finally,
that.
of course. I think politicians triumph only, well, it's been said, only through division. I mean, when you are interested in politics, you will be forced to divide people.
Divide and rule syndrome.
That's how it works. So that's why the politicians must have a responsibility to ensure that they don't divide the people until they destroy society, pursuing personal political agendas, at the expense of the whole country we have. And I think this, the outcome of these elections have really provided us with a diverse, royalty as far as the citizens are concerned, and we all need to respect it and work now, put politics behind and work now in our individual roles and capacities.
Put partisan politics
citizens
back,
of
not politics. Politics continues.
Right.
Partisan politics.
Yes,
On behalf of all of the team here, we want to thank our viewers who have been with us since last night, and they're still with us. We have over 1,000 people watching up to this morning. We want to thank you all for always following Kerr Fatou on YouTube and also on Facebook. But I want to use this opportunity to thank our team, the technical team, especially from the IEC, Pastila, Ramatulai, Pastila, Landing, and Mustafa have been at the IEC. Of course, Charles, Ba Omar, Sire was leaving actually, and of course Kasa and Lucinda. Kasa went home and came back this morning, and baby Usman, and of course Lucinda for the logistics and everything. Basirifo, who has been running around since yesterday, and of course our production coordinator Buba and Kasa have been coordinating all of this. We want to thank the entire team for putting up this election special, and I hope you guys enjoy what we brought for you, and we will continue to deliver. Our partners at Membekeri, Aliu, Pa Modu, Ba Omar, we always want to thank you for your participation and always contributions. And to the listeners at Su Radio, and of course our resident political analyst Esa, Lavin Cham, the brunch, and Abdullah. Thank you all for coming. Until we come in 2026 for another political season. Good night to you all. Election season. Good night to you all. Of course, our shows continue. The brunch on Saturday, Kerr Fatou on Thursday, Politic Kacha on Tuesday, and the Grand Bantaba this week will be crazy. I don't know how Fafa will do with all of these things happening. Good morning to you all. See you another time. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Wow. Can you...